As Donald and Melania Trump take time off from their White House duties to make a last-minute push to get butts in seats for a very dubious documentary, the dirt is being dished on the chaos and disgust that went into making of the film, and I have it all for you next. Hello, I'm Dan and welcome to Occupy Democrats. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button to get all of our videos covering the seedy shenanigans by the Trump grift machine. Let's begin with something you won't see in the Melania film. The person who launched something called Be Best during her first stint as First Lady was not at her best on this particular day. Remember the blatant plagiarism she was busted for?
So many of the same values.
That you work hard for what you want.
You work hard for what you want.
That your word is your bond.
That your word is your bond. That you do what you say you're going to do. That you treat people
with respect.
With dignity and respect, even if you don't know them, and even if you don't agree with them.
And
Barack and I set out to build lives guided by these values and to pass them on to the next generation, because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
And your willingness to work for them.
And speaking of work, she is working hard today to avoid a film flop. Check out her appearance on Fox, and you're going to have to work hard to stay awake through her very uncompelling description. And on the other side, I'll have the very compelling dirt that has been exposed about the making of the movie.
This story was never told before. So the audience will see me, how I manage my business, my philanthropy, family, preparation for the inauguration, and also establishing the East Wing for the White House. How I manage all of that in 20 days prior to the inauguration. Transition from private citizen to being a First Lady again. And I'm very mission-oriented. I want to impact Americans' lives. And of course, I'm honored to carry on the duties of First Lady, traditional duties, as planning state dinners, organizing Easter egg roll and Christmas, and all of the events that go in the White House. So I have a very wonderful team in the East Wing office, and they work tirelessly every day. As I said, I'm very action-oriented.
Hey viewers, wake up and return your trays to the full and upright position, because I'm bringing this story in for a landing. Even though she is boring, and the film is likely to put even this guy to sleep, the making of it was anything but. Rolling Stone is reporting, chaos behind the scenes of Amazon's Melania Trump doc. A little over a year ago, Melania sparked a bidding war among Hollywood studios eager to curry favor with the incoming Trump administration. A few weeks before Amazon MGM Studios offered an eye-watering $40 million for the film rights, the most the streamer had ever paid for any piece of content, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos dined with Trump and his wife at Mar-a-Lago. According to the Wall Street Journal, the First Lady kept roughly 70% of the licensing fee, $28 million herself. Amazon's purchase of Melania set off a frantic scramble to get as much footage as possible of the First Lady in the weeks leading up to the inauguration. People were worked really hard, really long hours, highly disorganized, very chaotic, one person who worked on the set said. It wasn't easy money, another added. It was very difficult because of the chaos that was around everything. Usually for a documentary, it's like, oh, follow the subject. Well, it's Melania Trump. With the First Lady and Secret Service, you can't just do things you usually do. A full-time travel coordinator was brought on to deal with logistics issues that would invariably arise when, for example, members of the crew would board the Trump Organization's Boeing 757 to film the First Lady on a flight en route to Mar-a-Lago and end up without a ride home. One person familiar estimated that some 2/3 of the crew members who worked on the film in New York had requested not to have their names formally credited on the documentary. A separate person who will be credited on the film said that after experiencing the first year of Trump's presidency, they now wish they had not put their name on it. I'm much more alarmed now than I was a year ago, that person said. Melania is the first movie Brett Ratner, who is known for directing the Rush Hour movies and X-Men The Last Stand, has made since he was publicly accused of sexual harassment and assault by 6 women in 2017. I feel a little bit uncomfortable with the propaganda element of this, one member of the production team said. But Brett Ratner was the worst part of working on this project. That person said they weren't aware of Ratner's involvement until just days before filming began, and they would not have accepted the job if they'd known. Another confirmed there was more talk about Brett being slimy than there was about Melania. Another recalled a long day during which the crew wasn't allowed to break for meals, and no outside food was allowed to be brought into the space where filming was taking place. Everyone was starving. Brett, unknowingly or maliciously, got his own food, went up there, was just eating it and just licking his fingers in grubbiest way possible, either being a dick or having no awareness whatsoever to the fact that everybody else is working and no one's eating, one person recalled. Despite the unfettered access to the First Lady, described as extraordinary by people involved, and the exorbitant sums of money that went into the film, viewers shouldn't expect huge revelations about Trump's wife, who has largely remained a cipher even after decades in the spotlight. Some people are boring, one crew member said. Some people also never let their guard down. Those are just the highlights. For all of the Tessa Stewart article, please visit rollingstone.com. Some people are just boring and should not be the subject of a film. That is, unless you're the wife of Donald Trump and he coerced Jeff Bezos to make it. And for her part, the First Lady, who appeared to have self-awareness about her limitations during the first term, is now a willing accomplice on his cash grab schemes. As for Ratner, the Rolling Stone article goes into great detail on his acts against women, things that I cannot say here. He is yet another example of the rogue characters that have flourished in Trump's world. Historically, I think the Trump White House will be remembered for all of the birds of a criminal feather that flock together. That would make for a good movie.